You've heard the warnings. You've seen the impact. Debt is more than numbers. It's a thief of peace, freedom and future dreams. But what if there was a proven path out of the chaos? One that is simple, practical and rooted in biblical wisdom. Today we'll talk about the 7 baby steps, the plan designed by Dave Ramsey that has helped millions to achieve financial peace. And no matter where you are right now, you can take the first step today. He suggests the first step to be to create a temporary first cash cushion. Life is unpredictable. Cars break down, kids get sick, appliances quit. And when those things happen, most people grab their credit card. But there's a truth. Debt should not be your emergency plan. That's why baby step number 1 is to save that first amount to set aside. Not next year, not next month, now. You're not trying to build wealth yet. You're building breathing room. This amount is your buffer between chaos and control. You might say, but I'm broke. Guess what? You can sell stuff. Eat from your pantry and stop taking takeouts. Pause the takeout. Take a side gig. People have done it in a week, some in a weekend. This is not about comfort. It's not a complete solve. And once you hit that goal, you'll feel it, a little bit of peace in your heart. Now you can face life's storms without reaching for a loan. Step 1 doesn't just fund your future. It changes your mindset. It tells your money, you work for me now. How much is this money? Well, I'll go into depth in this next video, but I would suggest that you look at this as something where your car breaks down and you need cash. A flat tire or a burst tire, how much would you need for that? A child that gets sick and needs to go to the doctor and you need to get medicine and your medical aid is depleted. In other words, somewhere between 2.5 and 5,000 rand in South Africa. In the US, people say about $1,000. You can work out how much that needs to be. The basic idea is you don't want to swipe your credit card when that happens. Save that money, put it in a savings account, and don't touch it for your normal living expenses. That's step number 1. Once you have it, you can progress to step number 2. Step number 2 is what Dave calls the debt snowball. This is where real transformation begins. This is where you start to attack your debt. You're not just managing it. We use this method. Why? Because it works. First of all, you start by listing your debts. You place it in order from the smallest to the largest. You're not worrying about the interest rate right now, just the balances. Then you pay the minimum on all of them. In other words, you service your debts. And then, once you've done that, whatever you have left, you pay on the smallest one. In other words, that money that you might have saved by not doing takeouts and not doing some other stuff, by being diligent with your finances, you now put it onto that smallest debt. Any side hustle income, any garage sale profits, any leftovers from your budget, anything, you service that smallest debt with everything. Once you've paid it, you can celebrate. You have paid up your first debt. And now, it's the next one. Until all of them are gone. This payment snowball creates a huge effect because each and every step of the way you build confidence. And personal finance is more about behavior, literally 80% behavior and 20% knowledge. We need quick wins to stay motivated. just like sports stars. Scoring early in a match boosts momentum. Debt is the same. That first debt that you pay off might not seem much, but it proves to you, I can do it. That confidence, that momentum will help you to do the next and the next. And before you know, you're paying off your car loan, and then the personal loan, and then you're debt free. Except for your home, of course. It all starts with that small snowflake, and the confidence that you build through the process is huge. Once all your debt is gone, you should have a few bucks every month available. Now we get to step 3. Step 3 is to expand that initial emergency fund you had. And the goal here is to have anything between 3 to 6 months of your income available, depending on what type of work you do and where you are in the world. And now you're saving everything that you can. You set yourself a goal, and once you've got that goal, you start working towards it. After you've saved that first once, you go for the next one, but you celebrate it. It's a win. I know it sounds tough, but remember, your debt is gone. That same money that was going to credit cards and loans and paying interest is now available. If you live smart, you stick to your budget, you cut on some extras, and stay focused. Most people can do this in between 8 and 18 months. Millions have already done that. And the fun part is you celebrate each milestone. When you start, you put yourself at 6 months. And then, when that first month's income is saved, hey, you celebrate. Go to a restaurant and have a meal, or go away for a weekend. Because you've done something, you've conquered something. And then every month thereafter, you've saved your safety cushion. And once you've done 6 months, there's very few things that can really bother you financially. And that, my friend, is freedom. Step 4 is all about retirement income. So, most people are involved in some sort of retirement investment already in their life. But 15% of your income is a good goal if you start early. And saving that over your lifetime will literally help you to get to a point where you can retire with peace. Now let's be honest, many people don't do that. And if you're in a problem with this, don't despair. Start doing it. I've seen it myself. My own situation. Life happens. The earlier you start, the more powerful your money becomes. But start at the right point, and that is as soon as possible. If you start in your 20s or 30s, this step is gold. Consistently investing 15% can build a retirement fund worth millions by the time you're 60. That's not a hype. It's the action that comes along with compound growth. And the best part, you can often do this in tax-friendly accounts. Whether it's retirement annuities or pension plans or government approved, speak to a licensed advisor and get the details. If you start later, don't panic. Yes, you'll need to invest more aggressively. But at least you don't have debt. At least you're out of the woods. Not next year, not when you have more money. Start as soon as possible. Here's the thing. You will retire someday. The only question is whether you'll be living with freedom or dependence. Investing now is how you make sure that your future is taken care of. So make this commitment. From this point on, I will pay for my future first. Every month, discipline, consistency. You've come too far to ignore the future. Step 5 comes home. And this one hits home for myself. You see, because of my own debt journey, I couldn't do this step for my kids. And while their stories turned out beautiful, and that's a story for another video, today I want to help you avoid the regrets I had to live through. Step 5 is about the future of your children. And it's simple. Start saving now for their education. University, trade school, and whatever you do. These things open doors, but they also carry a price tag that's getting heavier every year. Here's the reality. Student debt has become a global crisis. It's not just a number, it's a weight on young people's shoulders. A burden that delays dreams, families, and even faith steps. But what if you could change that? What if your child stepped into adulthood with a qualification in hand and no debt behind them? You don't need to fund the whole thing. You just need to start early and stay consistent. Even 500 Rand a month, if started when they're born, can become tens of thousands by the time they need it. And the best part? Many countries also offer tax advantage accounts for this education savings. Again, talk to a licensed professional, they'll help you. You may think your kids aren't paying attention. They are. And one day they'll look back and say, thank you. You believed in my future before I even saw it. Here's your step 5 challenge. Start a small account for your child. Automate it, label it, and watch it grow. It's not just money, it's a message. You're telling your child, your dreams matter and I've planned for them. Step 6, pay off your home loan early. This is a big one. You've come so far, no debt, emergency fund is in place, investments, college savings. Now is the time to go after your biggest monthly bill, your home loan. Pay it off as early as possible. Now this might sound intense, but it's normal to have a 20-year mortgage, right? Yeah, sure. But normal is broke. Let's look at the numbers. Say you owe 100,000 or more on your bond. Over a 20-year period, at 10% interest, you could pay back 300,000 Rand on that mortgage. That's 3 times what you've borrowed. But here is the game changer. If you attack your home loan and pay it off in just 7 years, you could save half or more of that interest. Tens or even hundreds of thousands of rands back in your pocket. You're not just buying a house, you're buying freedom. Just imagine living. You've got no home loan, no rent. The roof over your head is your own. It's financial peace on a whole new level. You don't need a massive salary to do this, just discipline and a plan. Make the extra payments every month. Round it up. Put bonuses, side hustles or tax returns into the bond. And don't forget the emotional side. When you pay off your home loan early, you are not just saving money. You're changing your family tree. You're showing your children that freedom is possible. Go ahead. Make an extra payment. Watch that balance drop. And when you get there, light a fire and hold that deed and shout, it's mine. Once you've done that, you can really think, I did it. You followed the path and you're free. There's no debt. Savings are in place. Your home is paid off. Retirement is secured. Welcome to step 7. This is where you build extra wealth, where you give generously. This is the season where you finally get to live with margin and mission. where your hard-earned money becomes a tool of joy and not stress. You're not just surviving anymore, you're thriving. And now you get to enjoy your money without guilt. But here's what makes this step so powerful. It's not just about building wealth. It's about using it well. The Bible says, you are blessed to be a blessing. Yes, invest wisely. Let your money grow. Take trips. Leave a legacy for your children and grandchildren. But give like crazy. Give to your church. Fund a child's education. Help build a home for someone who's never thought it possible. Sponsor missionaries. Pay someone's debt. Tip a waitress of 500 or whatever. Because now you can. It's your money. What started as a burden of debt, stress, financial pressure, has become a platform to give, to bless, to lead. And that is ultimate freedom, my friend. So here's your final challenge. Live like no one else so you can give like no one else. Be a blessing. The world needs you. You can do it. It's not just theory. There's a roadmap to freedom. The first step is to start. Yeah, the budgeting tool is in the description. Download it. If you need further help, we're here for you. Coaching is available. You're not alone. Comment below with your first step and describe more. And let me tell you, the growing community that's choosing freedom over fear, you'll be part of it. Let's walk this together.